And ladies and gentlemen, we are live and ready to jump into the first match covered here for the Nerd Street Gamers Online $5,000 Valorant tournament. I am excited. My name is Bach. Joining me on the broadcast is Simo. We've covered quite a few of these over the last couple of weeks, but $5,000 up for grabs makes this the biggest one yet.
Yeah, and of course there are a lot of other tournaments happening this weekend, but you want to be right here, right with us, looking at some of the action we have here today. Hopping into the first match is going to be resetting sleep schedules. I'm just going to call them RSS. Just flows off the tongue a lot better.
We did that before, I think, too.
Yeah. Up against Way Too French. And the last time we were on the mic here together for Nerd Street, RSS came out on top. So we'll see if there's going to be a little bit of a different outcome for both these teams.
I just covered your face with a text document. How does that make you feel?
I'm gonna quit. I quit. I'm gonna send in my resignation.
Whoops. Let's see if it does it again. Let's find out. Nope, this time we're good. Way Too French. Got to edit those team names somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it looks like we are going to be here on Bind. It's a best of one since this is the semifinal and not a grand final or an upper final. So it is just a best of one, and it's going to be it's going to be on Bind, not starting on Bind. We'll go ahead and jump right into the game as things are getting ready to kick off, and we'll take a look at the meta. Now, here's something that I'm really interested to see. How is Reyna going to shift the meta? Because I've seen it pretty popular in public play, rocking Reyna Breach, the double flash combo, and it can be so debilitating, but I wonder if that's actually going to come into play here at a higher level, and especially since it's like new and people aren't really sure what to expect. I don't know. Kind of curious.
I mean, I also really like the new Omen changes. I feel like he's a little bit more viable, maybe moving him from like a B tier to an A tier. So to see him being played here a little bit more would be quite interesting as well. We are seeing, speaking of compositions, you know, kind of some European flavor coming into the mix. We got some Jet, we have some Raze, and now we have a little bit of a push onto that B side.
Now, not much Kurt can do there. Gunned down by Nano, hiding in that cubby. Flash does come out. Recon Dart as well. They've spotted two players on the site, the Jet and the Cypher, and that might be the call to rotate. You can actually see the Cypher already starting to fall back. They realized there was at least two here. So unless they spot something, they might continue to push, and they actually do end up dropping to the Jet, who is playing now in cubby, replacing the Sova, who had fallen there previously.
Yeah, now using that Owl drone to scout out just a little bit more information, and you're going to see that correct call from the rest of the team, rotating now over towards Hookah, and at least kind of divide and conquering towards this side. The commit is still going to be there, but you know, chaotic pistol round is going to open things up a little bit more. Retzi and Melio trade things away. Barrier Orb will call that spike to be planted, but still, there are members on the site, and they need to take it back.
Nice tremor coming down from Melio, who's up in the Hookah and picking up 3 kills on the round. Big ones as well coming out for the attacking side. So it will be Retzi, Ultra, Zerg, EEIU, and Kurt here on the defense, starting out with a 1-0. Melio used Nano, Incred, and Melee on Way Too French, picking up the pistol round. You know, it's not uncommon to see a little bit of Raze play here. Definitely more, like you had said, more of a EU thing. Raze and Omen coming into effect when we had casted the G2 European Esports Brawl. We had seen quite a few of those more obscure characters that you don't see played at an NA level. It's nice to see the NA guys starting to change up a little bit. We did see Raze, though, played in some of the previous tournaments that we've covered, specifically on this map. Not too shabby for holding short. That nade can be so punishing.
I mean, they're pushing towards B, but I really like this aggression from Ultra, trying to get a little bit more control. This will actually be quite devastating if they don't try to double back and at least gather some information. They're going to now push in, get control of that B side. With a great frag. That's going to be 2 just mowing him down. Melio as well to follow suit. Retzi, though, from behind, but it may be too little too late as it's now down to 2 members. And it's way too French to have control of the site.
Retzi looking for a line of sight. Nice shot from the Sheriff. Well, 2 kills on the round with the pistols. Not the worst eco we've seen to date, but certainly not what they were hoping for. The buy does come out, and it should be mostly Vandals, as the Vandal has taken the pole position away from the Phantom. How do you feel about these super sci-fi laser beam skins?
I think they're great. I think they have a nice, satisfying sound. I know that the Riot changed the headshot sound, and everyone was rioting and super frustrated. They wanted the old headshot sound back. But now when I shoot, I feel like I'm in Star Wars, and I feel like a stormtrooper just running in onto a site. But it's just got this satisfying crunch that I dig a whole lot. And you can even see that they've got a couple different colorways that look good too. It's all in fun.
I left the ping and packet loss and FPS on the top left off to get rid of those after this round. I scrambled so quickly to get this all together. We had a last-minute change, and it just, I missed out on some of the settings I normally adjust. That is punishing, as Kurt was close playing on that wall, and the Owl Dart delivers and totally neutralizes the position. EEIU inside the tuna can can't do much. Ultra does at least pick up one, as does Zerg, who blasted away at the Sage Wall. You've got the Jet now coming in from spawn as well. It's down to 2. They're trying to spot out the remaining 2. Nano is over on long with the Spectre, and Raze is actually on the flank. This could be huge. Millie coming in on the flank through the hookah. Nano just holding right now, and there's the Cloud Burst coming out from the Jet. Oh no, Millie, a little bit of a whiff there. That's actually huge. The only thing that does is it saves time here for Nano to try and get in position with the Cloud Burst dissipating, but it's Ultra who picks up the 4th kill for himself on the round and the 1st round here for RSS.
Usually when a team wins the pistol, they have the economy to win the following round, and one of the things that I haven't seen teams adapt to just yet, and that just might be kind of, the call on the play, where the team that buys after the pistol round in the soft buy, they don't have the economy to really play with the Vandals and the Phantoms in that 3rd round. We are seeing some of the high-level play invest in pistols and just keep things still even. But that you lose that 3rd round and your economy's in a rough place, you're still seeing way too French not have enough to buy across the board to exactly what they want. But that is going to be RSS that is feeling comfortable. They've got the weaponry, they can continue their momentum here round after round.
Now we do have the breach with the ult as well. The Rolling Thunder could potentially open up the site. But look at the rotate already coming through. The defense reading this one perfectly. Ultra's on the flank. They've got everyone else here. They know this is a B take because Ultra's been able to gain up so much real estate on the flank. They do have a Brim watching it over towards Hookah, but no one on long appears to be watching the backside of this play. So there's the ult coming out. That might make them think this is going to be easy. Ultra takes a bit of time, but it's a spike that gets dropped over on long. A big kill that slows things down, a bit punishing there for the attacking side. And now the defense can just kind of huddle up and wait for them to fall, as they don't have that spike, or at least they didn't. They've now gathered it up and they're working their way in. Velio, at least dispatches of the Brim. EEIU going down. You've got the Jet still lurking around on the backside, and the flank coming through as well from Ultra. This is falling apart. This should have been their round, but instead, it looks like they're going to lose it. It's all down to Retzi here on the Jet, 1v3 with the Phantom in hand. Starting to work their way through the backside of sight. The jump comes out. That's the way the round goes. With that kill coming in from Ultra, if Ultra had stuck around a little while longer, maybe you see 1 or 2 more kills work out, but it just doesn't happen.
I mean, especially when you get a giant, little notification that says spike carrier has been killed. Like, that's where you just hold that angle. Like, you don't give up that angle. And rotating back over to Hookah, and then jumping through aggressively, I don't know, man. It just wasn't the correct call, and I think RSS took too many 1v1s and did not come out on top. Instead of, you know, swinging together or trying to push them back onto that site. And that's why now you're seeing they've got the economy to just buy pistols, and it's going to be way too French very likely with yet another round if RSS aren't able to take out a couple of members with them.
Look at this build-up on short, too. All 5 players going short right now, following behind the Owl. There's the triple smoke coming out from the brim as well to lead them in. And you can see the Owl is trying to make things so hard for Ultra, who also eats that bomb buddy down to 24 HP. The site's been lost. The wall goes up, and that is going to make things so much harder here. The spike about to be planted. The ult coming out, though. It's only one for Millie, but somehow the defense is still in this just a little bit with that jet ult. You've got Retzi here trying to fire knives over the wall, but everyone from the defense, or I should say the attack who's now on defense, just grouped up over towards U-Haul. They try to make their way in. First player does go down, and just like that, a 1-2 punch results in a 4th round on the board for Way Too French.
You know, although, like, I'm just having a look at these rounds, and in a couple of these scenarios, RSS are so close, and they just somehow, some way, everything kind of goes haywire. We are seeing the weaponry come online from them. 2 operators, one onto Retzi, which one thing I understand. You miss a shot, you tailwind out to kind of get to safety. Zerg as well, very likely just going to try to peek down long, and if he gets a couple of tags onto him, he can heal back up to full HP. So the aggression going to work, and having an operator on both sides will be potentially devastating if they're able to land their shots. We'll see here now, Zerg, he's a little bit slowed down, and the bomb buddy going to keep him at bay, but still looking to try to get a peek through, and it's going to be the Hunter's Fury that tags him down a couple of shots, and Nano will connect with 2. Oh, baby! And a really huge start here for Way Too French.
That's brutal. The Sage doesn't even get a chance to fire that off, as the Hunter's Fury delivers off the Owl Dart, and not only that, combos the 2nd shot and finds a 2nd kill on the 3rd shot. You've got the Brim now coming on the flank. You've got Elio, who just times the peak perfectly. Couldn't have been better, and now Retzi's realizing this round's lost. It's another one for Way Too French. RSS struggling to make anything work here on the attack, or on the defense, excuse me.
Oh, I mean, at least they have the operator. I mean, you save the operator, you at least have an opportunity to do some damage in the following round. But almost a flawless round. Incred the only one to fall, and of course that was during the take, which is bound to happen. You trade away a couple of kills, but it's not looking so good right now for RSS, who previously, the last time we were on the mic here from Nursery, they, you know, came out on top over Way Too French, and now I feel like they are feeling a lot better. We'll see what happens when that half swaps, as we are now 6 rounds deep and 6 more to go. That half might be the difference maker for RSS to get onto attack and really start making their mark. But so far, it's not looking too good.
Let's take at least one down with us.
Well, Retzi's going to be the clean man right now, coming in with that AWP. Going to have to clean up. As you can see, it's not going to really make a difference. The op is on the opposite side of the map. It looks like it's a 5-man short push, and they're going to have full short control. The wall goes down. Ultra can't do anything. Starts firing away as he fans the hammer back on that Sheriff to at least break away at the wall, but the spike will be planted momentarily, and there you go. So they do have the ult coming out. The Hunter's Fury coming in from the attacking side, but it's actually EIU who found 2. The Hunter's Fury doesn't connect once, but a good start. Still comes down to an even numbers game. 3-on-3. Spike still has not been planted. Got Kurt and company moving their way in from spawn. The Sage leading the charge. The Sage, Zerg has the ult up as well, so there is an opportunity for a res, but there's also an opportunity for a res on the other side. So if Yuz can get out of this position, maybe pick up one of those fallen comrades and turn things around. Millie with a nice shot, taking down Zerg. So that's the op coming in there from the Jet, but the res going down for the defense. Spike now being planted. Both sides losing their Sage. It's going to come down to gunfights.
Let's see here with the operator. Now has a tall task ahead of him. Going to use that updraft to get up onto the box and see who's down there. It will be on the opposite side, Millie, who's now rotated through U-Haul. A couple of shots here, now going to ring through. The defuse will be called. Off to the side, it's Emilio. He's in a great position. Tripwire is going to spot him out now. Down to a 1v1. It's Retzi with the operator. Up against Emilio with the Vandal. Rolling Thunder going to be used there. Still have to defuse that spike, but it's getting too little too late. Retzi going to call that jump through the connector. And another round on the board, but a close one. And at least RSS can feel like they can contend here in this first half. But 6-1, not the start that you want in the first half.
Yeah, that was a good play, too, from Emilio. It feels like maybe it's a bit of a waste to hit that Rolling Thunder, but it's just a guarantee. You hit the Rolling Thunder, you know the round's over. They're not going to stick it at that point. It's a lot easier to run out and take that fight. And even if you run out and lose the battle, the time is ticked down low enough that you've won the round anyway. And with the money they had to fall back on, they could afford to lose the gun, so it made perfect sense. Again, the double op is going to come out here for the defense as Desperation's starting to maybe get a little bit of the best of them. You've got Retzi on the op, and you've got Zerg as well. Zerg, again, going for this long peek. Last time the orb came down alongside the Roomba. We'll see if they decide to do the same thing. It's not going to happen as the raise is actually across the map. Interestingly, though, they've got both ops on the same site. Both ops playing on B.
Oh.
We'll see how that affects them. That hurts. Zerg getting dazed, holding with that op. They're going to fall back now and probably push towards the A site, which would be the right call, as there's only one there. It's the Brim by himself.
And he's up on the truck as well. At least he's going to have an opportunity to maybe trade things away and then back down. It's going to be Retzi now with the rotate over. The operator has moved over towards Heaven. Going to be able to look down towards short. But now Ultra as well going to be rotating through market. And he's got to act quick. EIU going to find one to open things up. But they need to be a little bit more careful and act quickly as Ultra's on the other side. Around the corner he goes. One kill will come through. Another headshot with the res. It's a beautiful mowdown. 4 kills for Ultra. And it's all down to Yuz now. And it might be too little too late. EEIU with the last finishing kill. And a beautiful round for RSS.
I totally T-tours that and missed the first 2 kills. But it's okay. I caught the last 2, so we're fine. 6-2, the round saved by Ultra. I feel like this is something we've seen from Ultra in the past. The teams that at least that he's played with when we've casted him.
Right there.
They might struggle, but he'll bail them out pretty consistently. Just like a nutty aimer, really good mechanical skill. And I like the way they're using the Cypher right now. So I don't know if you noticed how they're playing this one. The Cypher's laying the traps down on A and then rotating over towards B and using his camera to kind of play spy over on A, rather than the opposite where you usually have a Cypher anchoring B, kind of switching things up just a little bit. I like the shift. Again, they're going to be attacking that B site, so this could actually work out really well for RSS as it's a 4-on-5 on the site.
We also have Millie here with the operator. Retzi finds the best of him, and now they'll start to funnel on in, and unfortunately, not to great avail for them. The spike will go down to a 2v4 now. And, well, Incred makes it a 2v3, so still very doable, but not really going to be in their favor, considering that spike is down. But a great orbital strike will push Kurt out of the picture. Now a 2v2. Things very doable here for Way Too French.
Yeah, unfortunately, that flank was coming in. I was wondering if they were going to turn back around. Now they're going to take that spike over towards the A site. Emilio's got everything on his shoulders. Again, there's those traps. Oh, there you go. 3rd time's the charm. Will try to get the spike down, but EEIU being on the flank just ran back through the way he came. A 3rd round on the board for RSS. Way Too French struggling here just a little bit. Hitting a bit of that brick wall in the form of that double op. But in reality, it's just, I think the way that they're just playing defense, stacking towards the B site, if they continue to just push towards A in the mid-round, kind of put presence towards B early to keep those guys on B, and then mid-round execute A, they're going to consistently get site control.
We are seeing RSS be poised to be a little bit more aggressive. Maybe they sense that the economy here not in the greatest shape, considering you can see the credits before, like the max credits that both teams, each player can have on both teams, and so obviously not enough to buy Vandals across the board, and that's where you're seeing a little bit more of this aggression from EEIU and Ultra. Still, the rest of the team looking and poised towards B. They're going to call those executes through. The smokes will go down, but it may be already start to fall apart for them. EE, IU, and Zerg already with 2 kills. They may get the spike down, but will they get the win? We'll just have to wait and see.
I like that play from Zerg. Zerg self-boosting with the wall to get up top and drop one more on the round. Only 1 kill comes out here for Way Too French, so RSS may have been late starters, but at least they're putting some numbers up on the board. A possibility for a 6-6 scoreline. Much better than the way things were looking. I mean, at one point, I was wondering if we were going to see double digits here for Way Too French.
That goes there.
Yeah. But now at this point with 2 rounds remaining, like you're saying, it's very possible.
This is a nice spot.
I'm not sure if the economy will be good enough for Way Too French for that last and final round. Of course, they've got the weaponry to play this time around, but not everyone will have, I believe, the credits for that last round. And I wonder if saving here would have been a correct call or playing something a little bit more cheesy, but they'll stick to the full weaponry. We'll see what happens in the following round. But this round, playing a little bit more respectful. We are seeing the positioning here from Fred, trying to catch any of those rotates through. But considering nobody peeks down long, they will back away and just leave Ultra to kind of his devices.
Both Sovas right now flying around with their Owl drones. Only one of them actually delivers a dart, though. That was the attacking side Owl that headed in towards the B site from Nano.
Revealing area.
Nano also had that early recon dart that landed in Hookah. It's one of my favorites to see. Flies up through the air from spawn and comes down through the skylight in Hookah. It's also a fun way to destroy Cypher wires with a shock dart.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's as a main Cypher, it's really annoying. I can tell you that right now. You lay all these down, 1 shock dart, everything's gone.
Yeah.
Well, here's the change of pace. It's a late round B execute. So they've done the mid-round B. A couple of times they've done the mid-round A, I mean. And then you see that rotate, kind of anticipating that to be the case. Kurt eating up bullets right now inside that smoke. Very low on HP, throws a recon dart down. Somehow still alive. Kurt's on the site. He's got support as well coming in from Retzi and from Zerg. Retzi trying to survive. There's the Hunter's Fury coming out. Yeah, not much can be done. It's down to the Sage, a 1-on-2. The spike is planted and ticking away, but this retake happened almost instantaneously. The peek from long, can't even get the heal off. Zerg also swaps away from the AWP to a rifle, and it ends up working out. A 5th round now for RSS. They'll go back and scoop up the AWP. Not that it matters. 2 players on max money coming into the last round.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, maybe not the economy in the best place here for the side of Way Too French. But they are able to at least scrounge out a couple of weapons together. Maybe not the best situation in the armor department, but looking across the board, they mostly have utility. Oh, actually something super key. Melio without flash points. So flash is not available for the breach here on the attacker side. So we'll see if that's going to be kind of impactful because, you know, that's kind of your person that's entrying. That's your person that's pushing through. And as we speak of pushing through, Zerg here waiting in his favorite spot with the op, and I think Way Too French may respect this peak here, but they're ready and they're about to go through.
Yet again, something they've done a couple of times. The Sage trying to dodge it, and yet again unable to. Nano's been on point with that Hunter's Fury.
You will
Kurt
not kill my
now trying to
ally.
move up into Hookah. Moves in at the right time. Retzi coming in with the Cloud Burst, trying to sneak their way through. There's one waiting on the other side, but Melio's not watching for it. Thought for sure that would be the case, but with the port sound coming through, they understand a full rotate's already happened. I like the move from Retzi. Fast up, using that dash to get up further on short to try and catch them off guard. The ult does pick off the Raze as well, but oh, we've got a flank for the flank. The Sage able to backstab there. It's all down to Kurt. And it looks like they might go again around the map back towards the B site as the last defenders on A. The problem is as they go through the wishbone, Kurt was initially starting to rotate, but he decides to stick around, not trusting his gut, thinking it could be a double fake.
I mean, that would have been the best play, I think. But this is one of those situations where the tripwire is going to tell all, and now he'll call that. Oh, beautiful Fury Orb to stop that push through. He's going to be delayed even longer. They can get that spike down and get into a post-plant position. Using that recon bolt, he at least knows that Hookah is clear. Now making his way through. One's going to be in labs, the other in Tunican, and they'll very likely swing together. At the end of it, all you need to do is trade. right? If you swing together, you trade, you win the round, right? The Owl Drone is going to spot him into the tuna can. Now Kurt got to make his way in. Really no other way to kind of handle this scenario. The shot around the corner, not going to be enough. Doesn't even pre-fire. It's Nano with a quick headshot, finishing up that round, putting us at 7-5. Way too French, able to finish strong with that last and final round. Now moving into the second half, this is where things are going to be, you know, this is where the marbles really start to come into play, and winning the pistol could set you up for success for the rest of the half, but we'll see how that ends up panning out.
The Sheriff buy in pistol from Ultra. Interesting. You know, I've kind of looked at this position, this a couple of times for Cypher. Offensive Cypher and pistol feels really awkward because it's just like, what am I gonna do with these tripwires and these traps? Like, it's basically like you save it for the site. So I can understand this desire to play this a little bit differently. And I also like the play they're pushing through, hearing off the Owl Drone. Ultra, though, very low on HP, desperately in need of a heal. Throws the cam down, doesn't realize there is one actually inside the U-Haul. It's Nano with the Ghost. Nano has to fall off. Now Nano is surrounded. Not much that can be done here. So the site's been lost. Looking promising thus far as it comes down to now just two. Melio working their way through. Two quick shots coming out from the Ghost. The Sage also getting involved in the action. You've got Ultra still on 10 HP, never got the heal. Retzi trying to be the glue that holds the round together. Moves up close, and both players instantly fall. Wait, did Ultra die through the wall accidentally?
Oh.
He just that was an accidental kill. He was shooting at the jet, and the bullet went through and hit Ultra. He's actually going over to see where Ultra was. Look, when you see, they're talking about it right now, pinging. He was lined up through the wall.
Wow. That is... I mean, imagine you're Ultra right now. Imagine you're Ultra right now. I would not be happy about the outcome of that. Now we're seeing a couple of weapons being bought here for the side of Way Too French. Happy about their first round win, and an incredible buy investment here from Yuz. He's going to get a Vandal. That goes on to that third round. That'll really help them out when RSS get their full buy. But now they're going to be looking towards different strategies from both these teams on the attacker side. We'll see how it pans out as they are ready and locked and loaded to push in.
Yeah, Millie, the timing on that bomb buddy might be perfect because it's going to just charge towards them a little bit late. Satchel's going in as well, trying to do some additional damage. They're coming through from the showers, though. They are going to have to contend with Nano, who's right on the other side of this one. Nano wants to get close. First one will be Nano's to take. There's another right behind the wall, but Ultra was already pushed up onto the default territory. It's come down to now just one, though. It's the Jet. Retzi over on short. First shot off the money. They do have the updraft to play with. There's the first, or the second shot coming out from that Sheriff. That pistol so powerful against the Sage. Big shot through the box. Emilio's having none of that one. A little bit of a brutal round there for Way Too French, but they do end up coming out on top. A 9th round for them. It does have implications, some impact on their money. You can see the Vandals picked up, but the only other person on the team that's going to be able to comfortably buy is Millie. Melio's going to have to drop for somebody just to make sure that everyone gets something worthwhile. There'll be some SMGs in play, though. Yeah,
you know, at the bare minimum, a Guardian, that's not bad. You know, it's better than an SMG, at least in, you know, the current circumstances. But your long-range weapon is a Guardian going up against Retzi with the Operator. So, no, I'd probably prefer the Operator 10 times out of 10. So, see how that ends up panning out. But so far, for the side of RSS, I'm going to start things out with a standard fan out to gather information. The Battle of Long is going to be where at least the Operator was supposed to be in play, but actually defaults back to the Vandal. So a very interesting sell last second to have some rifles with the team.
You can see they're grouping up right now, prepping for what is likely to be play towards the A site. You've got the Sova on the Bulldog. Nano pushed up in the corner in the showers. Incred, his teammate, snapping towels right now in the same territory. It's the Guardian for Incred, though. It's going to be a little bit of an awkward hold as the push is already through and the wall is up. Do they hold long enough? The timing as there is a Sova right on the other side, working their way through showers, and there it is. So they do end up picking off the Sova,
Bomb buddy out.
but the spike's been planted. They've lost the site, and they lost it long enough ago that they don't even feel comfortable moving through from the spawn. Good call as well, as the Brim was already pushed up. EEIU turns back around, takes down his counterpart on the opposite side. Here's the ult coming down from the breach. Nano is still in position. The call was not made, so EEIU kind of caught off guard by that. The wall breaks, and now the retake continues.
Shot done.
Yeah, but Zerg from behind, he's going to make his way through the showers. A great position to try to catch this defense off guard. That's going to be 2 kills for Retzi. Zerg now trying to swing through, using that slow orb, but the barrier orb from the side of Use, he's going to try to stick it to this Retzi, who will find him dead to rights. And a round going over to the side of RSS. Pretty standard stuff, considering, you know, it's you win the pistol, you win the SMG, and then the other team wins the rifle. But that's going to be really rough for the side of Way Too French. They're not going to have the economy once again. And it's making me start to wonder, you win the pistol, why would you force buy on SMGs if you're going to win the next 2 rounds after that? Like, especially in a second half where if you don't have the economy to start off strong, you're going to be bleeding rounds the whole time. And it might be a round exactly like this, where you just don't have the weaponry to play, then you're only going to be online in the following round. You're letting RSS catch up, and I'm not sure that's what you want to do.
I like this. The full B train coming through from short. Now they know one's coming on the flank. Are they going to be prepared for all 5 as they start thunderfooting their way towards the B site? The Cypher should be able to call this one out. Ultra's already hearing it. He knows what's going on. Gets into a position here playing aggressive on the edge. 1, 2, 3 maybe? And the dodge on the ult as well. I mean, that all just fell apart pretty quickly. Not exactly surprised, given that it was just pure pistols. The fact that they even got 1 kill with the classics is, I guess, decent, but it's a 7th round here for RSS. Way Too French, though, able to go into this with a full buy. We'll see how Way Too French fares against RSS once guns are on the table for both sides.
I mean, they're mostly on the table. Of course, EIU has the Spectre. Not able to buy.
Uh-oh, we've got to pause because Kurt got disconnected.
Oh, no. Okay, that's all good. That gives us a little bit of time to kind of talk about how this match is going. 7-9. Going to be very likely the first competitive round for both these teams in the second half, where it's going to be a full buy or a mostly full buy for both these teams. You know, obviously right now, Way Too French in the lead, but I feel like RSS is hot on their tails. How do RSS come back? Or is this already the beginning of their comeback and Way Too French are slowly letting it slip out of their hands?
Here.
Huh. I mean,
Here.
RSS has managed to put a dent in the number of rounds. I think the biggest thing is just keeping the money down. Like, if you're gonna drop a round, make it expensive, which is what they proved to do in that 2nd round. It's not letting me it's not letting me toggle my crosshair to check the scoreboard or do anything like that. But okay.
Revealing area.
But yeah, like those first 2 rounds were a lot more punishing, so the money never really built up. That's why they were able to do what they did so early on. And now we have to deal with the changing numbers. As somebody disconnected, it's going to screw up the numbers, so have fun with that one. That's the one remaining bug that still appears to be an issue.
You will not kill my ally.
Double res coming out from both sides. EIU brought back into the fold. The kills end up stacking up. They're going to be pushing on into the site. Nano still inside the tuna can. Nano does go down, but Incred is here on the site, pushing past the ice, trying to escape the sight of that camera, too, that came down from the Cypher. Oh, that's brutal. There's the ult coming out. Time to just pounce. Good timing there from Incred.
Yeah, now the rest of the members are up and good. Orbital strike, beautiful to push them through. He's going to have to run right into his open arms, but it's down to the 1v1. Molotov going to burn him alive to a crisp, but the swing is good from Zerg. Beautiful 3 kills to line up one after another for himself. And a great round for RSS to start to come back. 8-9, hot on their heels. And they've got the economy to boot. We're not seeing Way Too French answer back. It's going to be pistols for them, more likely the soft buy. It's not looking good right now, especially in the second half where things are a lot more important than the first. They need to start to mix things up a little bit more, try to catch RSS off guard, because these holds have not really been boding
Out
well
of
for them.
charges.
Well, hopefully I can do a decent enough. Apparently that's like the one bug. If somebody disconnects, the numbers change. I don't know why that happens. Apparently they're working on it. But it makes it a little bit difficult to figure out who's who and where. Nano does get that starting kill. Or watched his teammate fall, excuse me. Didn't get the starting kill. It's
For you.
the Raze who actually finds one of the few kills on the round here for the defense. The attack has the spike planted. It should be a tie score coming out here as the money is not that great coming into this round. And they've got this full lockdown. You can see the Raze sitting on the flank right now. It's an SMG in their hands. They can't even peek this, though, as the Sova is holding it. We'll get to the Sova. There you go, Kurt.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kurt's supposed to be 5, but he's not.
Yeah. It changes the numbers for both sides. It's weird. You think it would just affect the one. It doesn't. It affects both sides. I like this. The showstopper coming out just to kind of piss them off and disrupt. Oh, maybe one more.
Oh,
that's actually huge.
That is big. That is so big. And, you know, considering that's supposed to be RSS's strategy, Millie able to knock them down a couple of pegs as well. It's going to help out. I mean, tie game right now, but anything is going to help if you want to try to scrounge out these last few rounds. 3 remaining till map point for both these teams, 4 to win it all. And we'll see how things end up panning out. 6 remaining till we get to that overtime, if we even get to that overtime. So very important. These next few rounds are going to be crucial for either team's success. And we're going to see things start off with recon bolt from Kurt just to see what's going on down long. This buddy system with 3 will try to keep an eye on things, and the Owl drone will now start to scout in just to see what's going on the other side.
I like that support there. Taking down the Owl drone, knowing what was going on. They needed support. EEIU hits both shots despite being blind on the second. Nano now inside the tuna can. Desperately needs some help. The site's been lost, and at this point, it's a save. There's no sense going for this. You have the op and you have the Phantom. It's a 2-on-5. The site's lost. They didn't even have to use that many skills, and they still got 4 ults up. There is no sense making a play towards this at all.
It feels like round after round, or at least the past 2 rounds, that's what it's been like for the side of Way Too French, just laying in wait. Unfortunately, lost too many members on the hold. And then now we are seeing Millie in a great position, similar to last round, except not looking for a couple of exit frags, but looking for the peaks here. Great shot, going to connect onto EEIU. Roomba going to try to clean up the dust off the floor, but still looking for any of those pesky little numbers. They're still rotating through. Now just poor timing on that look. Maybe could have gotten that secondary kill. But now through the showers, it's Ultra that'll seal the deal. And Incred manages to survive with the Vandal, but economy not looking too great for the side of Way Too French.
There we go. Commands are fixed.
Here.
I fixed it. Sorry, guys. Left you hanging. It was Simo's fault. He said that he was going to do it. He told me, I got this, don't worry.
Wow.
10-9, RSS has stolen the lead away. Emilio 20-14, 17-14 for Ultra. So while the top performer might be on the side with the lower score, it's the surrounding performance that seems to be giving them a bit of a boost. You see, it's pretty much even distribution with plus or minus 4 from top to bottom. You've got Incred pushed up aggressively right now on short. We're going to stay in his eyes as there is a push coming right around the corner. They're building up now. Oh, no, the Owl drone. That blows up the play, and that ruins the A-site defense completely. Great patience on using that Owl drone. There's the pulses coming out as well from the recon dart. They know exactly where this Raze is headed. The only thing they brought into the round, the satchel, already used. Somehow able to escape that flame just long enough to get around the corner. It looked like it was right on. But Melio with just a shotgun now swapping over to the Vandal. That is a brutal round coming in. They are going to be buying in the round that follows, but only 1 kill yet again.
I mean, if you have a look at the first half, say to yourself, oh, okay, things are a little bit more even, a little bit more of a competitive match. But every single time the half swap, you're seeing teams just completely different, you know? And it's interesting to me because when you see an even half and then you see a dominant half, you ask yourself, well, why is it so dominant? And it's something that you kind of touched on a little bit earlier when it comes to RSS. They just have a great way, even on the loss, to try to make it an expensive loss, or an expensive win, rather, for the other team. And already starting off on a hot start, taking out Emilio, and now they'll call that rotate over towards A.
EEIU has really turned things around here in the second half. It's not to say the first half was bad, just has been like a peak performer coming out for RSS, as again, there goes the A site, those smokes, so difficult. You can see the wires as well coming out here from Ultra. First one's already been destroyed by that Hunter's Fury, but the Hunter's Fury actually doesn't do much. They've still got multiple ults up here on the attacking side as well. They've got that Brim ult here. They've got the Sage ult for the Reds. They've got the Jet ult as well. The Knives can come out. Sova also can call out that Hunter's Fury. So plenty of defensibility for the defense here, who's now, or who was the attack. The Jet ult comes out. We'll see if Retsy's able to do much of anything. The smokes are down, so it's going to be difficult for them to see over top of this. Trying to glide above that smoke, not spotting much of anything as of yet. Ultra goes off, finds a couple of kills. Ultra wants one more. He's bloodthirsty, but it doesn't matter. Retsy comes around the corner. Would have loved to catch that, but all the buttons changed, so, you know. I'm trying.
What do you do in a situation like this for the side of Way Too French? You're defending, trying your best, but a little train that could, unfortunately, not enough coal in the engine to really push through all the way. It is going to be RSS that I think are in the driver's seat, and they've got a cement brick, a cinder block on the gas pedal. It's been 7 rounds in a row, unstoppable, untouched. And Way Too French are just having a hard time find an answer. We'll see if this is going to be the end, but they're going to play aggressive because they don't really want to end the sour loss. But the Hunter's Fury going to stop that aggression early. A couple of those shots going to ring through. That's going to be the showstopper that tries to trade it away. It does, but it may be too little too late. 3 beautiful kills opening up that round. All down to Emilio and Yuz now.
You will not
Tall task ahead, but it's a
ally.
5v2 with the res. Not much I feel like you can do now at this point.
Yeah, and they've already rotated over towards A, and it's kind of like patient play right now. RSS hasn't even pushed up short. They're still chilling back. So they rotated over towards A, and they've got that Rolling Thunder. It does look like they're going to be moving the spike back towards B. Both players going to be flanking, though, through short. So you've got them moving through. They know where it's going at this point. They just need to get there in time. The question is whether or not they get there before they make it into hookah. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So they are going to get into the hookah area. The smokes are down. Cameras on site as well. The spike's going to be planted here in a moment.
Out of charges.
And they're realizing, okay, if they're not here, where are they?
Let's go! The Rolling Thunder will be called. That red carpet coming through, but Ultra says, not so fast. Takes him down in hookah. Going to be victorious here for them. Moving on from the semi-finals to now, I believe, the winners' finals, and await their opponent who, I believe on the other side, it is Echo 8 and 303, which is still underway.
Yeah, it's currently live. It's 10-8 on split. Echo 8 was up. That's the last update I received. So that game is very likely to conclude in just a moment. But strong play coming out from RSS. I thought for sure that was Way Too French's game. They looked way better in the first half, especially in the first half of the first half. They went up with a really high scoreline, and then RSS ended up stabilizing a bit, coming away with 7-5. And then in the second half, it just was all RSS. Way Too French couldn't seem to do much of anything to stop RSS from consistently taking site control and getting that spike planted.
And really, I think it's something that you touched on a little earlier on in the broadcast, how Ultra just puts on his carry pants in the morning and he just goes to town, and he brings along with him whatever team that he's with or whatever players that he's playing with have to really commend such a phenomenal player. But the rest of this team also picked up some of that slack. EEIU had some phenomenal plays. Retsy able to kind of use his positioning to his advantage in some of the scenarios that he found himself in. Kurt as well with some beautiful Hunter's Furies. Oh, actually that was Nano, but Kurt was still had a couple of his own, but overall just strong play coming out from RSS. And they're going to just keep chugging along in the tournament.
Now, before we go ahead and throw things to a break, guess what, guys? We just found your new favorite hoodie. Nerd Street Gamers and Local Host Apparel is now available for sale online. T-shirts, sweatshirts, long sleeve tees, and more are available for purchase with new designs and styles dropping soon. Grab some merch today at nerdstreetgamers.com. That's nerdstreetgamers.com. NERDST gamers.com. But like I said, guys, we are going to throw things to a very, very quick break. When we come back, it will be our upper finals. Will it be Echo 8 who walks away victorious with that 13th round and faces off against RSS in the finals? Only one way to find out. Stay tuned.
Hey Mike, you ever feel like we're missing something? Come on, Ike. We have kebabs. We have a fan. And we have music. What could we possibly be missing, Ike? Yeah, I guess you're right.
Wow, that sounds like a big one, Ike. That's it. That's what we needed. We needed more Mike and Ikes. It's been so long. I forgot about our legacy, Ike. I just wish there was a way to get more. But it's the last box. The last box on this deserted island.
Wait, if E equals MC squared, and Mike and Ikes are made out of fruit, and fruit grows on trees, then based on the principle of candy versus the square root of the circumference of the earth, then... Huh.
I can't believe that worked.
I guess they are.
Fruit flavored. Oh, good one, Mike. Yes.
My name is Dr. Edward Rosero. I'm a sports medicine and rehab specialist over at Rodman Orthopedics. I currently serve as a team physician for a number of sports teams, including the Philadelphia Fusion. Exercise comes in 3 separate phases. 1 is flexibility, 2 is cardiovascular health, and 3 is strength. If you can get at least 20 to 30 minutes of cardiovascular exercise, it could be as simple as going for a short walk, getting on a bike, or even jogging or running would be adequate. In terms of strength training, usually if you can get 2 to 3 times a week for about 20 to 30 minutes of good, solid resistance training, I would focus on the basic stuff that you probably learned in gym class, such as the push-ups, the sit-ups, the wall squats. If you have access to a pull-up bar, some simple pull-ups or chin-ups would be great. You don't have to get too crazy or fancy when you're at home, but something that just to really get the heart racing. And then finally, the last aspect that we're missing is flexibility. Flexibility for gamers would be more so for their neck, their lower back, and their hamstring and leg muscles. Believe it or not, when you sit for long periods of time, you tend to get a lot of tightness in the buttocks and hamstring regions, which can play a part in affecting your lumbar or lower back.
Why did I choose Temple? I chose Temple because I love Philadelphia.
I wanted to find a school that was in a city.
Temple's really supportive of everyone, career-wise, internship-wise. They have a lot of opportunities for everyone, like study abroad. Temple students are so passionate, whether that's about their school, their major.
Just don't be shy to ask somebody, hey, what's your name or what are you majoring in? Because I've made my best friendship so far that way.
What? Yeah. 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 What? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. What? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we are back, and we are jumping into things here as we have got our upper finals ready to kick off. It's going to be Echo 8 versus RSS, who looked like weren't going to be playing here. Looked like they were going to be fighting their way through the lower bracket, but they somehow managed to battle their way back into this one and are now facing off here in the grand finals. I am your host. Joining me on the broadcast and will be on the broadcast with me all day long, Mr. Simo. And we're even already getting cues from the players. They're saying, are we ready? I think we are. I don't have your audio.
That's the thing. I mute myself. I go walk around, go to the bathroom, wash, pet some cats, and come back, forget to unmute. That's all my bad. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. This is a rematch of the grand finals of the last time in Nursery Gamers Open number 10, Echo 8 versus RSS. It was a 2-0 sweep from Echo 8, so RSS have a lot to prove coming into this map. And speaking of map, we're going straight to Haven, instead of Bind, Split, or Ascent.
I wonder how often we'll actually see Ascent. I'm kind of curious, because we haven't seen Reyna already, although I'm wondering if Echo 8 rocks a Reyna. But even players were like, how do you not use Reyna? Right now, Reyna is kind of broken, at least in pub play. I haven't seen much competitive play, but Reyna is really strong. And I'm shocked that more teams haven't just embraced her right off the bat. But I guess if we had jumped in maybe sooner in the tournament, we probably would have seen some consistent Reyna play. And there's probably teams playing in the lower bracket right now that are rocking some Reyna, so maybe we'll get to see it at some point today. But it does look like the first map is ready to go, so we'll go ahead and jump into things here. For the upper finals, the pistol on Haven. No surprise to see Ultra rocking again. The Sheriff doesn't want to buy the utility.
And we'll see if that's going to be the ticket for them. Of course, it's just the pistol, but I'm going to be paying attention closely round after round how RSS are able to battle up against Echo 8, because they are seasoned, they are veterans in the space, in the NA community. They've been doing quite well tournament after tournament. Start us off, it's a little bit of a standard fan out for the side of RSS, but Echo 8, we're interested in C, but have to back away as that interest is no longer going to be effective for them.
Look at this. Ultra already pushed up on long, going to be able to call things out. Retzi on site, playing that jet. There's the dart coming down, and the wall is out as well. Retzi does dodge every pulse coming out from that dart, but can't see over the top. Has to opt to try and break it. You've got EEIU trying around the corner. Gets there, but just a second too late, so the spike does get planted. But they're just going to go ahead and stick it. Trying to defuse is Retzi. Retzi has to pull off, but did get the spike to halfway. And now they're going to alternate players going on to that spike. The nade comes in, makes things a little awkward. So much damage being exchanged here. Can't even figure out who's actually on the spike. It's going to be Zerg. Oh. No, they never even got it to halfway before. Oh. So even though it looked like they had gotten it to halfway, they pulled off just before, making things so much harder. If they had the first time, that first attempt by Retzi, had they gotten that spike to halfway, I think they win that pistol.
Aaron there with 4 beautiful kills as well to kind of, while the pandemonium is going into full swing, he capitalizes on 4 beautiful kills. I think that plant is so hard to retake back as the defensive side. That might be kind of like a, obviously considering there are 3 sites, lots of different strategies that you can implement, but if you're kind of down and out, that one works a lot of the time without fail, just because of how difficult it is for the defenders to take it back. You look through the window, you have control of C short, you just have so many opportunities to keep the defenders at bay. And Aaron here, great SMG to start us off, but RSS obviously don't have the weaponry.
Yeah, Kurt didn't really have a choice. The bomb buddy came in and kind of flushed him out through the doors. Basically had no option but to just go for that peek through the doors. Meanwhile, in mid, Retzi takes a bit of damage, down to 40 HP, trying to use that cloud burst to try and get better position. I like the play. Doesn't work out so well, though. Maybe a little bit more HP or a better weapon, and that would have worked out. Last one alive is Ultra on site. Ultra was really good in the last game, and again, Ultra's popping off, but just not quite enough. Ultra was really the reason why the score was what it was at some points. I mean, it was that first half, a lot of the rounds they won were on the back of a strong performance from Ultra. One of the things we didn't really get a chance to talk about in that previous series was how effective is the Jet going to be? It's something you always ask. Can the Jet play at a high level. And we've seen high-level play in both Europe and North America, where Jett will only get you so far.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a great, like, it's probably the agent that has the best oh shit button, you know, just getting out of a bad situation. But there's a lot of other utility that you could benefit from instead of having that. But we are seeing a little bit of an aggressive play from the Jett herself. Retzi pushing up aggressively under the windowsill, going to be hopping up on the other side. It's Aaron that'll help things out. Speaking of the oh shit, but Tailwind going to get him out, but Aaron with the Spectre finding 2 quick kills, making short work of the opposition. And now the defense scrambling, have to defend this B site, and Ultra, he's going to be the only one.
Honestly, if you're EEIU at this point, I don't think you go for this. I think you have to keep your gun. You're stuck behind this tripwire. It almost looks like he even has disconnected. The man is motionless over on that A site. Hiding back behind that wire, waiting for an exit to come through. Zergs realize the same thing. It's not worth it. You know, touching upon the Jett, well, we're going to have some dead time here. I feel like Reyna is a better substitute than the Jett. You've got EIU here trying to watch that backside play. You kind of saw what was going to develop eventually. Maybe gets 1 kill and starts to run, but the pack would have come after him. But when you look at like the skill set there for Reyna versus Jett, like Reyna has a bailout too. Her ult is stupid right now. Like, I don't know if you've played against a solid Reyna. That going invis thing, it's actually hilarious to watch. Because like they'll run right through people and just stand on the other side of them after the ult finishes. It's like 6 seconds, I think it is. Lear, the Flash, is also really good, especially in conjunction with a Breach or even a Phoenix. You know, I debated, will we ever see triple Flash meta brought out, where it's Phoenix, Breach, and Reyna all in one, and they just obliterate you with flashes and make it impossible for you to stop them? Because each Flash behaves differently. Obviously, you know, Curveball goes around the edge. Her Flash is more of like an Omen smoke that just goes wherever you want it to, and then the Breach one has to be on, obviously, on a surface. But I was really curious if we would see more Reyna play because of how strong she is. And when I look at her compared to Jett right now, I'm like, why wouldn't you want to use that Reyna?
Yeah. I do feel like at the end of the day, it does have a little bit of counterplay. You know, getting rid of that orb just by shooting at it, it creates a little bit of space for you to deny some of that flash. And at least having that level of counterplay is good. Ultra getting a little aggressive now, though, on the other side of C-Long, while Echo A are not really interested in C anymore. They got their great entry, got another one indoors, but what? Did he? No way. Oh, that was EIU. He jumps over the tripwire. Ultra doesn't have the hops, and now they know exactly where they are. He's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's going to get taken down. A couple of kills for him, but that was sick. I have to say, EIU has got some hops. Maybe he played a little bit of basketball back in his day before switching to Valorant, because that was impressive. Ultra, unfortunately, does not have the hops. Did not make it over.
A little NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Been working on that vertical leap.
Yeah.
EIU wants to get aggro right now. You can see it. It looks like they're going to double push down mid. And they've got the backup from the Jett. So the Jett's on top of the big box in B site. So they're going to lead the charge. Oh, they didn't get it before the pulse came down. That totally ruins the play. Now, they still have the Jett here, so there's something to work with. And again, it's the double op setup. We saw this last time from RSS in the semifinal. The double op was what kind of bailed them out of that early game when they were getting decimated by Way Too French. They went to that double op, and it worked out really well.
Yeah. So far, so good for them. A little bit of a slower round from the side of Echo A, but they are looking towards A. And Ultra, he cannot wait patiently. Tries to get some action down Banana, but the Banana will be rotten. Finds himself on the return end of a couple of kills. But EIU with a beautiful start to try to stop this push, finding 2 quick kills. The rest of the team still committed to A. They will make their way onto the site, and now it will be RSS that have to retake that site, because that's
good wall coming out as well to try and make things a lot harder for that Jett working in from heaven. Recon dart does go down. 2 going to be spotted. Camera actually delivers a dart into the belly of the other op. That would be the Sage coming through. Camera is going to get taken down by Kurt. Kurt swings wide. Somehow, it's not going to be Wreck that comes out on top. But it is now all up to Zerg. Zerg, first shot with the op right into the belly of Reform. Nice quick shot onto Superman. The dart is down. With 72 HP, Zerg is looking for a second option. Switches to the Vandal. Taps the spike. Tries to stick it. Well played by Brando. Just jiggling there. Almost a great retake coming in from Zerg. Brando should be able to escape the bomb as well. So 5-0, but things are getting a little bit better for RSS. It's just expensive.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like that's something that we saw a lot from RSS in the previous round up against Way Too French. They were able to make some of the wins from Way Too French very expensive, and we're seeing Echo 8 do a lot with a little. But that's starting to be a little bit difficult for them because as RSS are so good at converting on some of those kills with low weaponry. And we're going to potentially see that in this round again. We are seeing Stingers and Sheriffs, but they've done great work with Sheriffs, and I like this play. Leading Kurt here with Stinger. The spray comes through, but it's Superman with 2 quick frags, with 3 quick frags, with 4 quick frags. Just mowing them all down. Unfortunately, the play does not work out for them, and now it's all down. Ultra, Sheriff in the Dream. That Spike's going to see.
You know Superman's calling for that heal too, because he wants that ace. He wants that ace. Give me the heal. I want my ace. Superman just locked down that push. I thought for sure we'd see the eventual trade out there with those Stingers so close. But it just didn't work out well. Ultra now with the Sheriff sitting on the opposite side of the doors out in mid. Just hoping that someone maybe pushes through. Recon Dart's going to go down towards spawn. A couple of pulses going to come out from that one. They realize he's not in spawn. So Ultra starts working towards garage. Ultra might try and go for that late defuse. There's no way they're going to allow it, though. Because of the way that the map is designed, you can get away from this pretty easily. So Ultra now goes for the peek. There you go. There's the ace. Superman holds for it and gets himself the ace.
Yeah, great stuff coming out from him, but at the end of the day, it was just a push that did not work into the favor of RSS. Like you said, I did expect some trades to come through, and even when it was down to the 1v5, if there's anyone that's going to trade 1 or 2 plus more kills, it's going to be Ultra. Unfortunately for him, not going to be kind of what works out for him. 6 rounds deep, we saw RSS not having a great start against Way Too French in the previous map, so I don't expect this to last too long. But we'll see how they're able to do some damage here with the weaponry that they've purchased. 2 operators. You talked a little bit earlier about that strategy. Beautiful recon bolt here from Brando. Going to spot them all out, and that's going to be there now to decide where they want to go. But also the frag that opens up.
Ultra snuck into this corner. Do they take this? Oh, look at the ult coming out. That's huge. EEIU gonna get 2. Well placed. The tripwire was there. They couldn't really go any further. Well played. As the ult comes in, actually it looks like the tripwire may have been their own, but it doesn't matter anyway. The first round on the board, but it's really off the back of that ult. That ult was huge coming in from the brim. Retzi, by the way, going to that op, has yet to find a kill. 0 in 6 for Retzi, who played pretty well as the Jet in the previous game. Maybe just a little bit of a late start here. We'll see if they can crack that egg open.
Be kind of the name of the game, of course. Round on the board here for them. They feel a little bit more comfortable now competing up against Echo 8. But look at the economy on side of Echo 8. They have so many credits to their name. It's going to take a couple of rounds to knock them down a couple of pegs, and considering how these rounds have been going, they are not looking to stop anytime soon. But Superman here opens up for the kill into Zerg. That might, create some space. Hunter's Fury now going to try to catch some of those members hiding behind in the back line. Kurt's going to get tagged, but down to 24. He's still alive. Now they'll get that push in. Or back away. Or back away. A little dangerous here, so they'll back away here. Now look towards potential.
They've still got the Cypher ult, the Jet ult. You had actually heard it popped before. That's Retzi, who's over on C, playing up on the platform. But it does look like they're going to be challenging Cypher, who's over here on long. Ultra, using that camera to try and spot out some info. Ultra's playing back behind this box. depending on how they react to this, this could be a one and done. No! Now, because he gets that kill as they try to fall back, he might be able to call out that it is going to be a potential play elsewhere. You've got Retzi now, who's going to get side flanked here by the Rays in just a moment. Aaron, free kill, and that's the C site completely lost. Well played by Echo 8. Good fake over on the A site. You've got Aaron as well locking down on B. Aaron not able to get over, or Kurt not able to get over, excuse me. The nade going in to try and slow down the rotate as well from the Brim, who's now very low on HP. 35 for EEIU and 39 as well for the Cypher and Ultra. Aaron basically winning this round single-handedly.
Oh, you know, we saw a great performance from Ultra in the previous map. I just feel like Aaron might be his kryptonite. Just fracking out of his mind, and this isn't the first time that we've seen Aaron to this standard. I just feel like time has only made him better. He's aged like a fine wine, and you can see that here with his performance. 14, 2, and 3, only dying twice so far in the first 8 rounds. Just great stuff coming out.
What you thought might have been a push coming in from the attack. A late round start. Not going to happen. Win one, lose one. They still had the op, so it looks like they might go back to a double op. No, they decided to drop it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So they went back and forth for a moment, but Kurt does decide to go with the op. So we're going to interestingly have the op in Kurt's hands this time. So Kurt is going to be locking down mid with the op, and then the op is also going to be in the hands of EEIU. So it's changing hands quite a bit. But the big problem right now, it's going to be an A play. Oh, Ultra just got spotted, and not only that, gobbled up the damage from that bomb buddy. So the bomb buddy drops Ultra down to 45. Ultra trying to get away now, just trying to slow them down potentially if he can. He's got support coming in from Kurt, who quickly rotated over from B. Smoke's going to go down, and here's the push. Nice flip from Kurt onto that first one. The molly comes out, though. And now the shock darts as well. There's the res coming out onto Aaron. How do they get past this op, though? They're still pushing towards this. They're going to keep going for it. Kurt gets another one. Ultra comes in as well, finding 2. Ultra still on short with 45 HP. Managing to do great work, finding it now a third. All up to Rec. 1v3, or 1v4 turned to 1v3. Spike in their possession. Defense does have the ult up as well for the Sage res. So very likely to see a 4-on-1 again here in just a moment.
Really think that was just a great
You will
hold
not
from
kill
RSS.
my ally.
We want to make those odds even that much more difficult, but the shot to the face, EIU, gonna get that one. But they picked up that second op, I believe, or picked up just another weapon at the end of the day that is economy that RSS don't have to spend on. 7-2, 3 rounds remaining, 7-5 a possibility, but the odds of that not very likely. Economy not starting to dwindle down here from the side of Echo 8. Seeing a couple of members in the thousands, but most of the members are in the 4,000, so maybe I take that back. But still, opportunity to take them down a peg where they may have 1 eco round in them. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case, but with the back and forth of winning and losing, that will be a possibility. Already here, Kurt trying to get a kill onto Reform, but yeah.
They actually aggro pushed long with an op. So they were walk pushing long with the op. Now they shoot out that tripwire so the op can be in position. Kurt's on site. The ice came down, as did the molly. Sage is going to go ahead and stick the plant. Kurt can't really do much to stop it. The wall is down on the side that Kurt intended to go to. So it's going to be a very peculiar retake. I like Aaron's position here, trying to stop them from coming out of garage. Timing going to be a big problem, though.
Oh.
That turn on the gun, I think, showed the barrel as they were right around the edge. So Retzi able to get into this round with a couple of kills on the Vandal, or the Phantom, excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah, that was something I was just about to check, was whether or not they were already sticking the spike. They were. So it is a third round, as they kind of pushed them out of the window onto each side, and they couldn't stop them from stopping the defuse. By the way, that was Retzi's first kills coming out there, pushing through the garage. 2-8. A little bit of a rough start, but the team is also staring down a 3-7 scoreline, so it's understandable.
Yeah, you know, that was one of those scenarios where a very difficult site to retake, especially in that plant position. it's so open for the attackers to get into their post plan to the courtyard. But a great wall and then an even greater defuse to kind of set them back into their aggressive push down long, going to net them a kill to start things off. And on the side of Echo 8, they are definitely discouraged from pushing any further, but they're still hanging around, maybe trying to gather somebody who's in the cubby. Paint Shell's not going to connect. They'll just back away down now to a 4v5. No ultimates available. And the Sage is quite far away from the res. Maybe a difficult round for them up ahead, so they rotate over to the courtyard.
It's still a 3-player hold on C. They haven't figured out the change that was made here by their opposition, and the change was simple. 3 players C, long C push. The dart does spot one before they come through, but it's not going to stop them at all. Aaron obliterates Retzi, catches him off guard, and now you've got EIU on site. Does hit on the second. Zerg's there with the backup, and a quick punishing stop there by Zerg and EIU. After the first shot was off the money, they end up combining to stop the push onto C. So right now, what I think we're going to need to see from Echo 8 is a push towards the A site. Exploit the fact that they've got Ultra there playing solo.
Yeah.
This goes here.
That was the EIU just staying calm in an absolute hell of a storm. Aaron flew through the sky. Unfortunately, no showstopper in his hand, and EIU just shot him right dead in the air. Beautiful shot coming out from him, and then just Surge as well to follow up. Superman, speaking of this round, finds a great entry onto Ultra. Now they have control of the A site, just pushing on through, and this could be a rough retake here for now, RSS.
Yeah, I mean, 3-on-5.
Smoke's down.
They were so far away. There's so much utility coming in as well. They didn't really use any utility to get that spike planted. You can see the money, too, isn't fantastic. I don't know, like, obviously it's the last round of the half, so that doesn't really matter.
Headshot.
How did that happen, though, with them winning so many rounds in a row? You would have expected it to be a little bit better. Here comes the push through. Brando just obliterates Zerg, who tries to fly through the window. EEIU sitting up in heaven with that op. They've now got a double op retake. No, never mind it. Retzi's going to be on the rifle. The Phantom working out well there for Retzi, who's found a few more kills here before the first half ends up closing out 8-4 in favor of Echo 8. But Retzi and Kurt really struggling in that first half. Retzi for a while didn't have a single kill. Kurt ends up matching Retzi's performance with just 4 apiece.
You know what keeps me up at night, Bach?
What's that?
Pistol rounds in the second half. I'm constantly thinking about how, like, you win the pistol, you win the SMG, and then you lose 2 rounds and your economy is shit. Like, what can you do? Like, obviously you can strategize differently. Maybe instead of SMGs, you just buy pistols so that you can fight with Vandals on the third. But I'm almost even thinking here that Echo 8 throw the first 2 rounds. Obviously not throw, but like they'll have better weapons in the third round, and that'll start to snowball them in the second half. I'm just constantly wondering what teams can do to try to better that economic situation, because you win the pistol, but it doesn't even feel like a great victory. The third and fourth round, you just lose, and your economy's in a horrible spot.
Yeah, you know, that's something I've actually talked about too. You'll see a lot of teams will do like pistols in the second round. So they won't spend money on the rifles or the SMGs. They'll just rock the pistols instead. The bomb buddy coming out there from Aaron. That'll at least give them the intel that they're pushing. They're coming into the site. They desperately need this Sage, though, to do something from site. Rec couldn't get really anything going, though. There's the flank coming in from Ultra as well. 1-2 from Ultra. It's down to Reformed here, a player whose name we haven't spent too much time talking about. Reformed. Moving in through spawn. The smoke coming out there from the jet. The Ghost in hand. 1 on long and 1 over in garage. That's the Sage who's now going for the flank play. Spike not exactly planted for the player on the flank, so depending on how things develop, that could kind of spiral a little bit, but Reformed realizes he has to force this fight anyway. Wasn't much that could be done. It was solid positioning coming out from the attack. So maybe they didn't throw it, but they didn't win it.
Yeah. And now we're seeing exactly what you're saying. Pistol buys here from RSS, but it's not consistent across the board. We're seeing a couple of Spectres here, and a Vandal. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, Ultra is he's getting a little spicy here. Doesn't have really any utility, but I think you talked about this a little bit before. Cypher on attack. What are you really going to do with utility anyways, other than defend the retake, right?
I mean, you can set up defensive tripwires for flanks, but it's just like I've noticed at times it feels awkward. It feels like you're just doing it because you have those. Well, that's a huge gun to lose right away for nothing. A Vandal with armor goes down to a classic, no armor. Mistakes were made.
Yeah, and now they'll get the C site, but it'll be very difficult to retake considering this is looking rough already. Kurt with 1, Kurt with 2, gonna even things back around, but still the Vandal in play. They'll make the long con over towards the garden, and a quick trade of kills here. Brando and Zerg finding themselves on the return end of some fire. Now Zerg backing away back towards that site. Aaron on the windowsill here. Garage jumping up. Kurt will take him down, and all up. And now Vandal gonna connect with 2, and now a 1v1. It was against all odds. Now it's the man in the mirror fight. Smokes will go down, and down to 51 HP, but he's got a Vandal in green. The shots won't be good enough, though, as EEIU will take him down. And, you know, quite honestly, too close for comfort there for RSS. Now this round's going to be even more difficult, even though somehow they still managed to get a couple of Vandals on the board.
Well, if they had actually thrown that Vandal away in that 1v1 and just made it impossible for him to pick up, they would have reshaped the buy a little bit worse. Ultra, you can see, has to go down to the Marshal. But what makes things even weirder, it's already a double op, and now you have a Marshal.
This goes here.
I guess the only saving grace is that it's
my
Ultra.
goodness.
But speaking of the op, that double op setup, one of them was just taken down by Superman with a rifle, of all things. Quickly dropping the op. Maybe Ultra will be able to find their way over towards it, pick it up, and swap out. And they do. So Ultra's got the op sitting outside of the doors, watching the garage window, but there's no one going to be there. That dot on the other side of the wall. But it does look like they might try to group up and head towards this B site where we've got Aaron, who's got some grenades ready, potentially waiting for them.
Yeah, Aaron hiding behind the gong. The barrier orb going to allow Kurt to go over. I like to play the plant. Will likely go through, but the paint shell's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Aaron! Oh my goodness, 2 quick kills for him. Zerg will answer it back, but the conversion is too great of a cost. And now it's all up to Zerg now, trying to escape through the courtyard. The operator here, Rex eyeing it, wants a piece of that pie, but Zerg has an operator of his own. I'm going to look to get some damage done before he ends out here. Could have a 1v4 succession, but odds of that are very, very slim.
Zerg. Gripping that operator right now with white knuckles. Just trying to hold on to it, trying to save it. This is one of their biggest problems. They rely so much on that op that their money is very difficult to continue to balance. They're constantly requiring a repurchase of an operator, and not just one, but 2. So it makes things a little bit harder. When rounds get tough and you're at a disadvantage, you have to ask yourself, what's more important? Winning this round or keeping these guns? Can we realistically go for this? What are the odds? Because we have to think about the fact that if we don't have these ops in the next round, we're likely to lose too. So if we go for this and we're going to lose it, it's a chain effect. We're going to lose the next one as well, since we won't have the money for the op again. It was what we saw from them on the last map, and we're seeing it here as well.
You know, I'm very surprised with how much RSS were able to buy into that 3rd round. Of course, it wasn't great, but for them, they were still able to do a little bit of damage. But damage was not enough, and moving now into this round, they have an operator that they saved from that previous round, but in comparison to the other weaponry on the table, it's not going to be enough to play with the big boys in the yard. And now, I believe Echo 8 should have this round in the bag, but things can be quite chaotic on those save rounds, as they'll just likely rush in and catch you unaware. EIU going to lead that rush in as they're looking towards C. But shot to the dome. Brando going to get the job done. Now backing away. Barrier Orb as well to stop that push directly to a halt. Another shot is just cleanup duty here for the side of Echo 8. A flawless round for them, putting one on the board. 6-10. They're 2 away from match point, and RSS really need to start putting a couple more on the board.
Backs against the wall. We'll see if they're able to fight their way out of this. No op coming out this time. There will be one for the defense. That's going to be Superman, who looks like he wants to go for this fast, short peek, peeking up the ramp. Has to be careful. There's a lot of players on the other side, so Superman's going to slowly go out, walking the way up. There's the op, and there's the flick. Zerg goes down. That's huge. That's the Sage. Even if they had the res up, it wouldn't matter. So the heal's down, the res down, the wall down, the orb down. Everything they could have brought into this round that would have been of sufficient support not going to play a factor. Kurt does get hit by one of the charges there from the Hunter's Fury. That was while flying the Aldrome. Meanwhile, Brando making contact with Ultra.
Out of charges.
Trying to back away, as it does look like they're going to be moving in through C short. The dart doesn't go out far enough, unfortunately, so it's going to put all the pressure onto Rek, who's currently over here with Brando playing on the backside in spawn. Again, they're building up, trying to work their way through. They've got the Brim on B site. And now the push comes in. Unfortunately for Rek there, the timing wasn't exactly perfect. Both players go down. This is a great rebound after losing your Sage right at the start of a round.
And now Echo 8 forced.
I know exactly.
And we're going to start that retake off quite strong. EIU will fall in the link towards C, the alleyway. Now Ultra holding on to that spike for dear life and back away into potentially a better post-plant position. Reform will be on the return and a couple of those bullets. That's going to be his showstopper that puts Ultra in his grave. Now down to the 2v2. Superman going to be looking down long with the operator. Don't want to jiggle peek that. The Hunter Fury going to make things a little more difficult, as now that'll be Aaron that falls. Another one will almost get sent flying through. Superman in a very difficult position now. Recon Bolt will secure the deal. The defusal will try to come through, but he's running out of time and has to back away now. But that'll be the chase here coming up from Kurt, and he's going to fall in the process. Spike will get blown around over to RSS, but at what cost? Everyone goes down. Now we have another round on our hands.
Normally it's Fire and Brimstone. That time it was Sova and Brimstone.
Yeah.
No, but the Fire and Brimstone round, you know, like everyone dies. Full total destruction. The problem is RSS didn't have the money to do that, and Echo 8 did. Echo 8 has the bankroll to fall back on that buy, so they can land right back into rifles, and they've still got some cash left over that they could even buy next time if they needed to. So that is actually a round win for RSS, yes, but you said it. At what cost? That cost them everything. 2 Guardians coming out, a Bulldog for Retzi. Far from what one would consider an optimal buy.
Ultra. He's in there. He is in there. Oh, Aaron was just completely unprepared for that. Great kill to start us off. Probably one of the most important members on the team. Another one will fall down. That's Rek. Ultra divide and conquer comes through. Those shots just keep on coming. And it was a rough round here. The ace not going to come through. Reformed will make sure that gets nipped in the bud early, but all down to him now, the 1v3. They've got weapons to play. The spike will go down, and I think he may just want to save that weapon, but they're hot on his tail.
Yeah, they're not going to let him get away. They could have used that gun, too. If he was able to survive, wouldn't have had to worry about this round with the buy. Again, their money was good on a few. You can see Brando's got enough to buy, but Aaron and Reformed going to have to go down to SMGs if they want to come in and put a formidable buy up against what we're going to be seeing from the attacking side of RSS. So they're just late starters, second half players. That's all that it really is to it. Ultra clearly looking good here, as is to be expected. Even in rounds where
Yeah.
we've seen an early round advantage for Echo 8, they kind of fumbled it away. Like a few rounds ago, we saw that aggressive play from Superman where they pushed up short, got that early pick, but then it kind of fell apart. Now it's this weird buy coming in for the defense where you've got a Bulldog, you've got SMGs. Reform's going to be rocking that Bulldog, going to be rocking it close as well. His support from Brando not really going to be able to do much of anything, just going to spam some shots out and try and buy some time here. Reform trying to just hide in a corner, hoping for the best. Gonna stop the plant, though, so that's Kurt going down. That's actually a big kill. Delays things even longer, allowing for a potential retake coming in. In fact, another kill for Reformed here over in the corner. Eventually taken down. The res is gonna come out. And all of a sudden, it's down to 1. So quickly it fell apart. A very promising round evaporates right before their eyes.
Wow. This is a very competitive match between these two teams. You know, you look at the first half and you think, holy smokes, Echo 8 winning 6 straight to follow up with a couple rounds to finish off that first half. I mean, it wasn't that bad. RSS found the swing of things in the second in the second quarter. I'm gonna call them by quarters now. It makes it a lot easier. But now RSS are really online, almost tying us up 10-10, 1 round away from that. And Echo 8 have to feel that heat, have to feel the pressure. They're going to have a full buy here, but will they next round? I don't think so. This could be very detrimental if RSS continue with this momentum.
Superman chilling in the cubby, somehow gets a second, even though EEIU had his sights trained on that position. Didn't matter. So now it's a 3-on-4. They've got that ult up, though, on EEIU. They've got the Brimstone ult. If they use it to clear out this close corner, maybe you'll see the Cypher fall. More than likely, though, going to save it for Hell as they try to work their way in. So here comes the ult potential. No, it's the smoke coming out. They're just going to peek it. Do they clear it? Yes, they do. They clear it masterfully as well. In fact, Brando can't get anything going either. A disappointing defensive hold here by Echo 8 as they just walked out and took the site with ease.
Oh, still a 3v3 though. The res will get one player back into play, and even out battle here could kind of go back into the favor of Echo 8. Still have a lot of work to be done. The paint shells back to the corner. No one's there though. Down at Hell will clear nobody out there, so that means that it's either Sewers or Banana. And caster vision, we know that it is.
What?
And around the corner they go. Oh, but oh my goodness.
I don't think he realized that there was flames down, so Superman just went onto the spike and just started burning. He just sat in the molly and he went from 100 to 0 inside that molly. He walked into it.
Oof.
Wow.
Okay.
So he gets rezzed and then just burns alive. So that's interesting. Well, it's pistols again coming out here for Echo 8. Echo 8 had everything going their way. It was the perfect half initially. And then this all started to happen. Oh, Superman just can't seem to get that Sheriff under control. He had him dead to rights. The Sova wasn't even looking at him, but it just didn't connect. You've got them kind of closing in towards mid where they're going to be facing off against Brando, who's only on a ghost here. Yeah, Brando can't get the timing right either, so that's going to be the B site loss. You do have the flank coming in from the Cypher. They might anticipate this. Never mind. Jumping headshot from EEIU puts everything onto Aaron.
And that's when you see the molly and you see the recon bolt coming through, you know it's too little too late. We have Twitch chat experts letting us know it's EU, not EEIU. Appreciate that. Can't expect everyone's name to sound phonetically exactly how it sounds, so EU will definitely help out in that regard. But 11-10, Echo 8, sorry, RSS finally have their round lead that they've been waiting for ever since those first 6 rounds. Not really go in their favor. And now they are locked and loaded, ready to go. These rounds have started to slip away from Echo 8, and this is going to be RSS's opportunity at redemption what happened in the previous opening.
Superman played a little aggressive a few times in mid, this time playing on the backside of the B site. Just jiggling, looking for information, not spotting anything yet. You can hear the camera cycling right now coming in from Ultra, who's over on long A. There are 2 players on A. It'll be Reformed and Aaron. Aaron up on top of the box as well, so a potential to support long. And Reformed himself, we'll fly third person here just so you can see where Reformed is. Reformed just chilling right now back behind default. So the big issue is if they somehow time this right to distract Aaron. So there's the tripwire going down the cage as well. There goes the player on short. They're not anticipating that. Oh, no. Aaron goes for the bomb buddy at a terrible time, but the spike's been dropped. Now Superman's trying to hold the line. Brando with some support. Everything falls down onto Retzi. Retzi now bringing it to a one-on-one versus Rek. They know that Rek is heaven. Rek goes for a ballsy peek and now starts to fake the rotate downstairs. I think Retzi's going to read that one like a book, understanding that no one runs halfway just to stop running. The jump out coming in from the Sage. Not enough time there for Retzi to switch off the bomb and go back to the op. A expensive round, very expensive. And while we saw that happen earlier, an expensive round win where everyone died, this time it's Echo 8 who is on the receiving end of that difficult buy. Last time it was RSS.
And speaking of RSS, look at their economy. They're in the 4,000s, the 5,000s. If things get a little scary here in this upcoming round, they still have bank to play and can avoid taking it to that overtime map. This may be the round that they come through. I mean, of course, the weaponry isn't exactly right here for Echo 8, and that might be the ticket. But Superman on the operator will start things off really unfortunately on the side of RSS. We'll see how it pans out. Clock ticks down.
The ult comes out. Both sides going for that Hunter's Fury. Both sides only connecting on one shot initially, and that's all it's going to be. Meanwhile, they've lost control of Garage as EU, excuse me, able to come through. It's all up to Rek, back sight. Rek, the Sage, needs support. Help, please. Support arrives, but it's just a little too late. Superman, though. Nice shot onto Ultra, and now everything's down on Zerg. Zerg does have the res, so the res is going to come out. That's the bait res. They were hoping. Doesn't work out so well. Zerg now trying to throw down the orb, trying to slow things down. Not going to happen. A huge 12th round coming in. 2 players surviving as well. That's massive. An opportunity for them to keep some guns in play, some money in play as well. This game ended up being a lot closer than we would have expected off that 8-4 first half.
Wow. You know, I'm just so impressed by both these teams to bounce back when things kind of hit the fan. You know, you look at the color of the round wins back and forth. You have opportunities where RSS are just in a dominating form, and you have opportunities where Echo 8 were in dominating form. But then when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, it's back and forth, and we're seeing that here. 1 round possibility to take us to overtime, or Echo 8 close things out here. This round, very, very important. And Superman going to start aggressively down long just to see who decides to peek, but it is the courtyard play for RSS. But Aaron pushing it aggressively, looking to potentially catch somebody rotating in through A, and that might be the call here soon enough, as they are now looking towards it. It's going to be Kurt who starts things off with the Owl Drone, going to try to spot out who's on the other side. Oh, that sucks. Oh, no, EU taken down by the rocket, opening up the round. And the bomb buddy just try to seal the deal. Will get taken down by Kurt.
I thought this was an interesting setup, too. I don't know if you noticed, the Cypher traps mid and traps Garage. A little bit of a change of pace. They actually then sent the Cypher back towards A. So they took out one of the tripwires over in Garage. That's going to start a little bit of a rotate there from that Cypher, but they're starting to work their way up into the A site. You've got the op here. It's in Superman's hands. He's over in hell. He's got to move. He wants to find a better position than that. Now that bank dart coming out, not really going to help them out too much, but it does look like they're actually going to be falling off and heading over towards the C site potentially, because that's where the spike is.
As Zerg going to be the one leading the charge, but he's kind of leading it alone. Ultra going to be there with the flank
Get
there.
out of my way!
C connector. Now the Jet Ultra as well to try to seal the deal. Oh my god, Ultra's out. That's going to be Wreck that takes him down. Zerg as well will fall. It's quick kills that are trade array, but it's down to 2 members. One more remains here, and it's Kurt.
I have the
He's got
spike.
a lot of work to do if he wants to get this spike down. 2 members now triangulating onto his position. The spike will go down, but with an operator in the hands of Superman and Aaron, nope. It's not going to be enough. And Echo 8, after a close back and forth round, will move on to the grand finals.
No, it's a best of 3. That's just the first map. Getting ahead of yourself.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we've got more. We've got much more. This is a best of 3, not a BO1 like we've done in the past. So that is just map 1 done. So a 13-11 for map 1 here in the upper finals. We're going to go ahead and throw things to a break in just a moment, but I want to call out the performance there from Superman. Superman went huge, 27 and 18, picked up the op there in the tail end of the game and hit some huge high-impact kills, dropping the Jet, dropping out of mid the round before, and then obviously finding that fatal blow towards the end there as well. 27 and 18, 336 average combat score. Ultra, who was great as well, kind of plateaued a bit, 22 and 22. But Superman and Aaron, who both played really well, EU played great, but Superman went nuts as the Brim.
Yeah, I really think that Ultra has a tall task ahead of him. Of course, the rest of the team are able to kind of pick up the slack, but we know that Ultra, time and time again, has been the rock for his team in order to try to push forward. But at the end of the day, I think Echo 8 are just a very difficult opponent. And in the rounds that I think Ultra wins is when things get a little chaotic. He can kind of run rampant, but Echo 8 try to control things as much as possible through the likes of Aaron and Brando and Superman to try to keep things tight-knit and get those trades early. But what a beautiful map. And hopefully in the upcoming maps, we get to see some ascent because like you said, best of 3, it's not over yet. And RSS can definitely bounce back.
Well, before we throw things to a break, guys, I want to remind you that Nerd Street Gamers does more than just Valorant events. We have online tournaments for a variety of titles. Weekly and monthly Valorant tournaments are a part of it, but we also provide tournaments for Call of Duty, Smash, Valorant, Rocket League, and more. Learn more at nerdstreetgamers.com. That's nerdstreetgamers.com, NERDSTgamers.com, just like you see it on the screen. We are going to go ahead and throw things to a very quick break. When we come back, it'll be map 2 here for our upper finals. Stay tuned. Did I say that we were going to throw things to a break? I think I did, but it didn't really feel like a break at all. The player's already ready to jump into the next map, not wanting to take their time at all. Bind is the next one up here between RSS and their opposition, Echo 8. I'm your host, Bach. Joining me on the broadcast is Simo. We're going to be jumping into this in just a second. These guys were eager to get things going, and we should see similar compositions. I don't think either of these teams are the types to swap things around on Bind. We've seen that from other teams like TSM, who will put Hazed in a Viper if they're playing on Split. Sometimes you've even seen Drone play Phoenix over the Sova, but I was wrong. We have a switch coming out. Let's go ahead and jump in game so you can see exactly what we're talking about. The switch is Brando now going away from Silva and rocking the new hero, the new agent, Reyna. I'm curious to see if his stats are going to go nuts right now because Reyna, in public play, is really annoying to deal with and is a hardcore initiator.
You know, I wonder if this is one of those scenarios where you put Aaron, the superstar, on Reyna, you take him off the Raze, you keep the Sova, you have just another great opportunity for intel from the Sova. I think Sova does super well on this map, and playing without it can be, I don't know, I think it's kind of a miss. But the Reyna, a great addition, and I'm excited to see how it is played by Brando. Brando not really topping the charts, you know, for the team. It's usually on the back of like Superman and Aaron, but indeed, like you said, it's going to pad him up a little bit. They're going to push it towards B to start off our pistol. Pay attention to Brando as well as Reform. They're waiting up in Hookah. Tried to punish this push through, but the smoke is going to lead them kind of in a difficult position. Now the retake will get called to death spikes.
Now Aaron does pick off one on the backside of this play. Nade's going to go out as well. There's the push coming in. Brando actually able to pick off one. They're moving their way in. They've brought it down to Ultra, who's inside the box. And it'll be a jump shot from Rek, who comes in with the drive-by. Now, Brando did get a little bit of action going. We didn't get a chance to see if Brando even popped that Leer. He did. So Brando popped the Leer to come out of Hookah. Not surprised there. The thing that's going to make Reyna really fun to watch is, yes, her flash is strong. Yes, her self-heal is kind of crazy, but it's that ult. When she hits that ult and has the opportunity to go invisible, oh, man. Expect to see some ridiculous clutch plays because it's all audio cues. You can hear the player flying through the air, but you cannot see them. I have a strong feeling we will see that changed very quickly by the devs, as people are going to complain that, like, it's a little bit broken that they're completely invisible.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. We've seen how fast the devs adapt to changes with agents, and so expect. I feel like you're kind of on the money there. Expect to see some changes come through because already I feel like I'm just waiting for the community to be a little bit upset when they have a Reyna on the opposite team. Brando, ready actually with the Leer to try to stop this push through. It's going to be Ultra that faces the Wrath. Right now they'll start to funnel on in. Reyna's still able to get that kill. Then the heal will come through as well. And it's just the mow down that is clean from Reform. Add insult to injury. A beautiful 3K for them. The Eco obviously not going to go over to the side of RSS, and Echo 8 starting us off with 2 quick wins.
So we had mentioned this in the last game, and like I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but like it's pretty clear at a high level of competitive play that Jett just is not a common option for a reason. Jett's utility kit just isn't as useful. Hardcore initiator, yeah, sure. Like if you have a really strong individual player, like honestly, if I'm this team, why is Ultra not playing that Jett? Like I feel like if I'm gonna have anybody do it, it's gonna be the guy who's got this like just nutty mechanical skill. But when I look at Reyna, I'm like, okay, Reyna is basically Jett with other useful abilities. You've got like this getaway with the ult. You've also got some self-heal, and you've got a flash. Like to me, right now, the strongest initiator in the current meta. We'll see them face off here in just a minute as Brando's waiting right around the corner. Retzi just dry peeks, kind of catches them off guard. Retzi is going to go through the molly, take a significant amount of damage. Aaron, speaking of which, on 1 HP, tried to survive a little while longer. Kurt's going to have none of that, but it's still a 1-on-3 at this point. Kurt, unlikely to walk away successfully. We've talked about this third round, how punishing it can be after winning the pistol in the second round, but because they won that second round a little bit stronger, not hurting as bad right now.
Yeah, and surprisingly so, they're doing a great job, or have done a great job this round. And, you know, that's something that I've been thinking about. As Valorant adds more agents, you know, other ones potentially become, I wouldn't say obsolete, but if they were like a C tier, they drop down to a D tier, you know? You see that with other games like Overwatch, and you see that games with like Siege. Maybe not Apex as much, considering how often they release, you
can see that even with non-FPS games, like a game like Hearthstone, where like the meta can shift pretty heavily because a new set of cards comes out. You could take a new agent and introduce it into this game, and an agent who was previously obsolete all of a sudden isn't anymore because the meta between those two becomes really strong. Just like what I was saying in the last map, a triple flash team setup might become a thing depending on the map layouts, where you have Phoenix, Breach, and Reyna. Otherwise, Phoenix isn't really played that much.
Depending on who's playing them, though, of course. Like I have seen some Phoenixes in semi-amateur Valorant. I can't believe I'm even saying that. But at the top level, you're correct. It's not really as used as much. It just kind of depends on, and that's something to also touch on earlier. You were saying how Ultra, why isn't he playing the mechanical skill? Maybe his playstyle just fits Cypher. Maybe that's what he likes, and some people just like Phoenix over Blue. It just kind of depends. And Ultra maybe just feels comfortable on the Cypher. He just likes the information. He likes gathering it for his team and then acting on it, respectively.
Yeah, it's just interesting because a lot of people play Cypher so much differently than he does. He plays like such an aggressive role on that Cypher, whereas a lot of the Cyphers will play a little bit more passive, like relying on that information to kind of set them up for bigger plays. There's the tripwire connecting, and yeah, just like that, Reform playing back behind the tuna can. 1, 2, 3 kills on the round. A 4th round coming in here for Echo 8. This doesn't start any different on the last map. The last map, it was the exact same story. It was Echo 8 off to a strong start in the first couple of rounds. We saw a late push in the tail end of the first half, but it was still a really strong half for Echo 8, regardless, that 8-4 scoreline. That finished 13-11. So there's still plenty of time here left in the game. This is not exactly going to be us counting RSS out. If it goes the way that the last one did, we should be expecting this to go into the deep rounds.
4 rounds straight so far for Echo 8, but this will be weapons galore for RSS as they look to try to answer back. A little bit more of a respectful and patient round coming out from them, but they've already set things up a little bit here towards A short. The shots from EU will open up onto Superman, but now they'll have control of U-Haul. Echo 8 concedes control of the site a little bit. Still, Spike not down yet, but already members are dropping like flies. EIU leading that charge, and it's all down to Reform now. Pretty clinical round. I think RSS just played to their strengths, took them down one at a time, and now they'll get that Spike down and put a round on the board.
Felt like a little bit of miscommunication there as well. EU gets all the way up into U-Haul, and I don't think anyone really was prepared for that play. No one was watching it. Brando throws the Lear down on short to try and flash them out, but no one was watching for that play coming in from U-Haul. So his teammates just gets shot in the side of the head, and Brando can't react in time because there's an owl drone right in front of him. He too gets shot in the side of the head. EU completely carves apart the site all by themselves. Reform now over on B, just trying to hold on to the gun. It's a perfectly understandable situation to find yourself in. Good damage dealt to 2, with Cypher and Brim both low on HP. The heal is already present and could be topping off one of these players. They've all made their way into the portal, though. It's not going to be an issue. The first round goes on the board here for RSS, and it's largely off the back of the work done by EU.
Still, Echo 8 have the economy to play, so nothing going to be too terrible for them. Of course, they do want to regain their lost momentum here. When it comes to economy, they were only able to get, I think, what is it, like 1,000 credits for that loss there. So you either win this round, get your economy back into the swing of things, or you lose and your economy is also kind of back into the shape of 2,900 lost credit amount that comes through after you win 2 straight. But already a kill starting things off. Superman will be on the return end, falling in A short, and now they're looking towards A.
I know exactly where.
Oh, that sucks. They were pushing through showers. That would have been a huge play coming out from them on the defense here. Instead, things going to get slowed down. Nice nade coming out. Might potentially take down the Spike. Drops the Spike down very low. So really good work. And they actually decide to send the Spike through. They're going to be rotating over, running right into Reformed, who's got some tripwires down, and he drops the Spike after putting the Cyber Cage in as well. So that's a big kill coming out as Kurt goes down. The team has been thinned out. It's down to now just 2. Retzi does have the ult, and now the Reds coming in. Zerg stuck inside this wire on long. Cyber Cage going down as well. The ult's going to come in here from the Raze, and does that connect? No, just a little too far off the mark. It doesn't matter. It's all up to Retzi. The knives have come out. It's time to start sending blades towards the site. First one not on the money, and not going to have enough time to do anything else. I kind of feel like going through that port was maybe a little bit of a gutsy call. They had so many players built up on short, and they didn't get everyone over.
And And now it's back on the board for Echo 8. Business as usual. Of course, the economy's still afloat for RSS, but if they lose this following round, it'll be lights out for them, especially Retzi here with the operator buy. Definitely going to be lights out for their economy in the following round. So I actually think it's a pretty important one for Echo 8 to win if they want to continue their momentum and have a really good scoreline at the end of this first half. Of course, if they don't win it, it's not that big of a deal. It's just the first half, but a big one to win to keep the wins coming. Of course, they want to close this out this map, right? They don't want to take it to game 3. We would love a game 3. The fans would love a game 3. Echo 8, they want to get done, have a quick snack, and wait their opponent in the grand final. Molly!
Dropping frames like crazy. I promise we will get it fixed as fast as possible. Hopefully it won't be a problem for too much longer. But regardless, it looks like it's a promising round here coming out from the attack. As I say that though, Rek does drop one. Missed shot on the first dart. That's going to be a problem, especially with this going on right now. Brando popping that ult currently from the Reyna. Reyna can be so deadly when that ult's popped.
Nice.
Feels like it combines so many different characters. There's the jump peek on the invis. We were talking about that before. The invis can be so stupid strong. Right now, going for the pistol play. Knowing this player is stuck in that corner potentially. Wall's going to go down as well. And now they've got the spike. There's an opportunity for a rotate here. The thing is, this ult, Empress, it lasts an eternity. So that ult is going to be beneficial if they do go to rotate over. They're going to be making that move in just a moment. They're realizing, okay, maybe we made a mistake. We did trap them in with the spike. Probably shouldn't have done that. Now they're going to have to retake against the Jet over on the A side.
Still a 2v1 though for Retzi, doable, especially with the Vandal and an aggressive post-plant position, waiting for any of those rotates to come in through the defender spawn. Rexy actually going, horrible timing. Spins the corner in the worst possible time, and around the corner, that's gonna be from the showers. Rek finding a beautiful kill. Retzi just poor timing there, turning his back right when Brando turned the corner and got a sliver, just a pixel of Jet's hair flowing in the wind, giving Rek that information. And like I was saying earlier, a pretty important round, I feel like, for Echo 8 to win is the economy not going to be great across the board now for RSS, and that lead, 6-1, already starting to really balloon in this first half. There's going to be a couple of kills. Oh, baby! Beautiful stuff coming out from Superman. The orbital strike going to rain down from above. Zerg going to try to, put a band-aid on a difficult scenario. Around the corner, Brando will lose his life, but swinging together, the job gets done here for Echo 8. 7 wins here now for the side of Echo 8. 7-1. RSS, they put one on the board in round number 5, but still have yet to put another one on the board for them. It may be another difficult economic position. Phantom, Vandal, and a couple of classics. And so I have to see how they are going to be able to bounce back. It's just round after round, and it looks like another one that they're destined to lose. However, if RSS use their sheriffs to great advantage, and we've seen them do it before, it might be quite deadly if Echo 8 don't be too careful.
Well, looks like the frame drop issue has been resolved, not through any action on my own.